I was just flipping through this book so I can use some of its pages, and I found this really nice book plate page in the centre of it. I'm not quite sure why, but I'll hang on to that. Let's use an envelope in our junk journals. I'm going to take a piece of this book page, and I can start by working out how to put it in. So I was thinking that I want it in there, but I'm not sure I'm going to get it to cover that. I have to do this in 2 pieces. That's okay. I'll probably use the page that's got all the writing on it and measure it up. Give it a quick fold and a tear and poke it in there. Now I've poked it in as far as I can. You see in there? No, there you go. I've poked it in as far as I can. And I'm just going to fold it on the fold using the envelope and give it a tear. Okay. Get some of my tape and stick that down. I don't think I need to stick the bottom part of it down. I think that'll be fine. I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon. You need scissors and a cardstock for the next bit, and of course your envelope. Put some adhesive on the outside flap of the envelope. It's a little bit crooked, but we'll overcome that with some ink. It's always ink solves everything. And then just cut around the edge of the envelope with your scissors. Yeah, that looks good, huh? Like that. And now I want to do some stamping on here. I'm going to use this stamp. It's Stampus Anonymous stamp. Another in the Tim Holtz range. And some distress ink. So I don't expect that this is going to be super dark, but I really don't know how it's going to react to the envelope. And if it's a bit patchy, I'm cool with that. So that is my stamp, and it's pretty good. What I've got here is a piece of paper, or it's actually lots of different papers, and I've stuck it just on a piece of white paper. I've stuck down all these different things. So this is what's referred to as a Franken page. This is a printout of a piece of ephemera. This one is 2. This is a ticket from one of the ephemera pre-purchase packets that I've got. This is a bit of Tim Holtz paper, and that's a bit of leftover paper as well, and that's another ticket. And I've just glued them all together to make one piece of paper, and I'll stick that in here. And that way I will have, it's almost the perfect size because I kind of cut it to be, so that was good that it turned out that way. And I think it matches really well with that too. Just measured that against the other page that's in the book so that it would fit fairly well against that, and that's a pretty good job. Matches in well with what else is on the other side of the paper. I just printed these out at one point, not knowing what I was going to do with them, and they ended up in my junk journal. And then on this side, that will be the envelope. So the envelope will open and we'll be able to tuck something in there. But I still need to decorate the outside of it. So, because I've got it's going to be landing on this page here, I don't want something like that, you see, because that's too busy and it's just going to get lost if you see that on top. I think that's a bit too dark and a bit too busy. So I need to look for something else. Dare I say, I think I found my solution, which is the page I took out of the book before. I'm just holding it to the light so I make sure that I can, I'll see if I can get the edges. I can get probably, yeah, I can get 3 of the 4 edges around it. I don't think I'm going to get the 4th one in. It's a little tiny bit crooked. It's, you know, that's fine. I've learnt to live with it. It's a story of my life, so I've learnt to live with it. When you cut that, make sure you don't cut the bottom of the envelope. You'll kind of be defeating the purpose. So I'm making sure that when I'm cutting, that I'm actually not showing any of the envelope, so I know that I'm not cutting around the edges. Otherwise you'll have a very nice envelope that isn't an envelope you can't put things in. You can use your cutter to do this. I just didn't feel like jumping up again. Rough is fine, bit of character there, and here, and across here too. Then into the book. Oh, okay, well, I'm not putting it on that side because I didn't put my Canterbury up the right way, but necessity's the mother of invention. We'll find another page to put it on where it works. Here you go, we'll put it on this one. And that one's a bit too thin because not all my pages are the same size. That's okay, there's always another page. Here, we'll put it on this one, and that's actually good because it's got some space between the signatures in here when I put things in it. If they're a bit lumpy, a bit thick and a bit dimensional, then it won't matter. Note to self, check which way up everything is before you make commitment to where things are going to go. So this is going to go in here. That looks really cool on that page anyway. There you have it. Thanks for joining me. This is Deborah. Cheers.